In today's module, we will discuss Boolean operations. These operations were invented by a scientist known as George Boole, and to honor his name, these operations have been termed as Boolean operations. So to start with Boolean operations, you need to imagine that 0 means false and 1 means true. And these are well-known Boolean operations which we will be learning in this module: and, or, exclusive or, not. So these are 4 basic operations, and you should recall from our previous module where we discussed about search engine techniques using and or, and we will be revising in the next slides as well. So in the AND solution, in the AND Boolean operation, so we have 2 inputs. So these 2 inputs are here, for example 0, 0. So if both inputs are 0, you will receive an output of 0. If either of the input is 1, either of the input is 0, you will receive again 0. And if both of the inputs are 1, then you will get your output as 1. This means that to get an output of 1 or to get the results, you should have both of the inputs as 1. So for example, I give you an example. Like if you say that if Shahid Afridi plays and Pakistan wins. So these are 2 statements. So if Shahid Afridi plays, that will give you 1. And if Pakistan wins, that will again give you 1. And then the whole statement will give you an output of 1. Similarly, the OR operation or Boolean operation have different version. So for example, in this OR operation, if you have any input as 1, you will receive 1. So it cares to produce an output of 1 when any of the input is 1. So this type of queries we have also performed in search engines in the previous modules, when we gave 2 queries and in between the queries we wrote or we wrote pipe sign. So when we wrote these symbols in between 2 terms, then Google had returned us those results in which either of the terms were present, and in the case of AND, both terms should be present to form an output of 1. Then there are 2 other operators of Boolean operators. One is known as exclusive OR and another is known as NOT. NOT is very simple. If you give 0 as input, it produces 1, and if you give 1 as input, it produces 0. So in computer science, we say it as toggle. So whatever you give, it produces the reverse output. So for 0 it produces 1, and for 1 it produces 0. And here is another interesting operation known as exclusive OR. In exclusive OR, it produces the output of 0 when both inputs are same. So whether they are 0 or they are 1, it produces an output of 0. And exclusive OR produces an output of 1 for those inputs when both of the inputs are opposite. So either 1 is 0 or other is 0. So you can also say that exclusive OR produces an output of 1, or can be used in such situations when you say that I need an output of 1 when either of the inputs are 1, but not both of the inputs are 1. So let's try to solve an example. So for example, if I have listed A 001101110 and B as 100110001. So if I want to find A and B, so you know 01 would mean 0. We will put 1 on all of such columns where both inputs are 1. So only here the input is 1. So we have put 1 here, and all other inputs would remain 0, because in AND what we have learned that both inputs should be 1. And if we perform A or B, so it will give you 1 if either of the input is 1. So here B is 1, it will give you 1. It will give you 0 for those where both of the inputs are 0. So there was only one condition where both of the inputs were 0, and the result is this. And then if we want to perform A exclusive OR B, so you have learned in exclusive OR that when both inputs are same, it produces 0. So can you see where are the both inputs are same? Here both inputs are same, and none of the other inputs are same. They are different. So it will produce 1 for all other inputs. And if you say want to compute NOT of A, it will convert 0 to 1. 0 to 1, I am converting from A, and this 1 will be converted to 0, 1 will be converted to 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. And similarly, NOT B would be, this 1 will be converted to 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0. So if we conclude today's module, we have learned variety of Boolean operators like AND, OR, exclusive OR, and NOT. And we have done different examples and practical exercises that how they are performed. And we have also seen the logical gates, the symbols of logical gates, which are representing each of AND, OR, exclusive OR, and NOT.